coming to San Francisco, and I met somebody, and they told me there was such a thing called angel.
In this age of technological revolution, we can hit a button on our phones and in a matter of minutes have groceries at our door, a ride in a driveway, or a place to stay. If you haven't used Airbnb, you probably have heard about it. A host looking to make a few bucks posts a listing for a room or an entire home up on the Airbnb site. A traveler looking for a good deal shops the site and chooses the rental renter, and hosts are matched, and Airbnb takes 3% of the price. It's a formula that has made Airbnb one of the most successful and most disruptive companies in the world, with hotels and cities now scrambling to keep up. Today we are going to talk about Brian Chesky, who also is the company's CEO and head of community where else but in his Airbnb here in New York. But before we get started, like this video. Brian Chesky is an American internet entrepreneur who has a net worth of 14.4 billion USD. He is best known for being a co-founder and CEO of hospitality exchange service Airbnb, and he is also the peer-to-peer lodging service Airbnb. Brian Chesky was born on August 29, 1981, in Niskayuna, New York. He is the son of the two social workers, Deborah and Robert H. Brian Chesky, early life and career. In 1999, Chesky started attending the Rhode Island School of Design, or RISD. He received his Bachelor of Fine Arts in Industrial Design in 2004. He later made $40,000 a year.
The kid in class who was disruptive, probably didn't add a lot to class. I think that
as an industrial designer in Los Angeles. During his time at RISD, Chesky met Joe Gebbia, who would later be one of the co-founders of Airbnb. Chesky and Gebbia moved to San Francisco, California in 2008. They found many hotels to be overbooked while planning to attend a conference which was hosted by Industrial Designers Society of America in 2007, and purchased 3 airbeds to rent out their place and make some money. There, they subsequently created a website, Airbed and Breakfast, which eventually grew into Airbnb. The company utilized the SXXW Festival and now has over 50,000 people using it each day. In March 2015, Airbnb was valued at $20 billion. By December 2020, Airbnb is valued at $100 billion. How Airbnb revolutionized the world. Brian Chesky and Gebbia wanted to create such an amazing worldwide network through which anyone, anywhere could rent a spare room in their home to make some cash. Through their website and app, travelers can book a room anytime, anywhere in the world. They call it Airbnb. Airbnb has grown phenomenally fast. It is now the equivalent of a global hotel chain. Even though technically it doesn't own a single bed, Airbnb also did something else revolutionary. It set off the sharing economy that paved the way for companies like Uber. Airbnb, which has been used by more than 500 million people in over 100,000 cities in 191 countries. Airbnb has people around the world staying in Airbnb rooms each night. Cities like New York City, Los Angeles, and Paris offer tens and thousands of options for rooms. Airbnb is the largest short-term rental site in China, and there is no Airbnb office there. Airbnb offers rooms, entire homes, and condos for rent. This site has more than 600 castles for rent. The site offers teepees, yurts, caves, water towers, private islands, motorhomes, lighthouses, glass houses, igloos, and even tree houses for rent. In fact, Airbnb offers hundreds of tree houses, and they are the most profitable listings on the website per square footage. There are also tree houses that have 6-month waiting lists. Airbnb even offers a number of Frank Lloyd's Wright homes for rent. Airbnb offers selling Barack Obama-themed cereal to call that Obama Oz the breakfast of change. They also did John McCain Cream Cereal Captain McCain's, and that was actually how he funded the company. In fact, today, they say they are like serial entrepreneurs too.
Riding high, going public, we lost 80% of our business in 8 weeks, and I'm sure that's not...
In 2011, Prince Hans Adam II offered the entire Principality of Liechtenstein for rent on Airbnb for $70,000 a night. The rental came complete with personalized street signs and currency. But Chesky is more than just a travel agent specializing in lodgings. Airbnb has created a culture of trust. Tens of thousands of people are comfortable renting rooms in their homes to complete strangers. Airbnb made its IPO debut on December 10, 2020. According to its most recent IPO filing, Chesky sold 517,241 shares priced at $68 each and still holds 76.4 million in Class B shares following the offering. In June 11, 2016, Chesky joined Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, the Giving Pledge, a group of billionaires who have committed to give the majority of their wealth away, while Chesky is also compensated in restricted stock units, or RSUs, that vest over the next 10 years based on stock price targets. He has chosen to donate those net proceeds to charity and philanthropic causes per the filing. On December 9, the company's expected market cap was a little under $50 billion. By the morning of December 10, the company's market cap has exploded to $100 billion. At that level, Nathan, Brian, and Joe were each worth around $11 billion on paper. When the company finally went public, it started trading out of the gate at $147 per share, indeed a market cap of $100 billion. They also each sold $100 million worth of their personal shares on the IPO day. Even after that sale, Brian owns around 77 million shares of Airbnb. It has been a roller coaster year for a lot of businesses, few more than Airbnb. The company saw an 80% drop in the business last spring as the pandemic hit. It laid off a quarter of its employees, raised $2 billion in private funding, and hurried the heck up and introduced online experiences like virtual cooking classes to try to make any money at all. But by December, it had recovered enough for the blockbuster initial public offering and the profitable third quarter. Now the company is preparing for the return of its core business and its pre-existing challenges, like being blamed for housing shortages, as well as facing new ones, like whether to house rioters planning to storm the US Capitol. At the height of the COVID pandemic in April 2020, Brian was awarded 12 million additional options in Uber as a retention package. The grant was pegged to various share price milestones. He surpassed several milestones on the company's IPO day. On the IPO day, that one-time grant had a total future potential value of $1.8 billion on top of his additional $11.4 billion others take. He needs Airbnb's stock price to increase above $485 to receive the entire grant. To be sure, with a rough net worth of over $14.4 billion, Chesky's fortune is dwarfed by that of many of the biggest tech CEOs, but it's on a par with the likes of Twitter's Jack Dorsey, $11.9 billion, and even tops Snapchat's Evan Spiegel, $9.2 billion, and DoorDash's Tonic Xu, whose Wednesday IPO boosted his net worth to nearly $3 billion per Bloomberg data. So this is all about Brian Chesky lifestyle and net worth. We hope you enjoyed this video, and do comment below if you ever used Airbnb site. Plus, don't forget to subscribe by clicking that button down there and clicking on any of the latest videos. Till then, goodbye!